Believe it or not, most MSPs don't have a problem with finding prospects. They actually have a problem with having that first conversation, whether that's an in person meeting, that is a cold call, or the first time you're meeting somebody at a networking event. Now, if you're like, Harrison, I need prospects, don't worry, subscribe to this channel. But this is to get you over that hump of what do I do? What do I say? So the person that could potentially pay me thousands of dollars a month doesn't think I don't know what I'm actually doing. And you don't want to go around saying, I'm the best, you need to hire me, because that also doesn't work. So in this video, we are going over exactly what to say to a prospect, so that way you don't have to deal with the pressure and the awkward situation that typically will follow. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether that's teaching you how to sell your services for more money, teaching you how to generate an unlimited number of leads, hence why I said check it out and make sure you subscribe to the channel, but also getting you through and helping you succeed in your MSP as time goes on. If you want to check us out online at growth-generators.com, there's tons of stuff in there, from our programs, which is great for all MSPs, to our Launchpad, which is great for brand new, just starting out MSPs. We have resources from a Discord with 1,400 plus people, and a resources page full of free downloads and probably our most helpful videos out there. Battle cards, free trainings, the best MSP processors, free acronym cheat sheets, and truly everything that I can do to help you, as well as even some other vendor perks that are exclusive because you watch this channel. So let's talk about that initial conversation with a prospect. The last thing that you want is an awkward conversation. It's true. I have been there. It is the worst thing in the world. You go up to somebody, maybe you cold call them, you don't know what to say. Fun fact, right before making this video, I got a cold call from somebody, and this is the prime example of it. I got a cold call, and this brings me to my first point. You have to do some homework. Now, our company name is Growth Generators. Somehow, I got sold on a list because he thought I sold physical generators to power your home or whatever it is. And he's like, yeah, I know you guys sell generators. And I'm like, you didn't even look at our website. You have to do a little bit of homework. And this is a true story. I was on my way back from a training locally, and I picked up this number and I was like, hello, hey, is this Harrison? Yes, it is. Hey, I know that you guys ship generators around. I'm like, what? No, we don't. You're like, yeah, you do. Your name is Growth Generators. And I'm like, we don't do anything like that. I said, you clearly haven't gone to our website. And that's the first step. We have to know who we're talking to. Now, in some cases, you may not have the ability to prepare, especially if you're out networking, on who it is. But if you are going to a BNI, a LaTip, a professional networking group, there's a lot of opportunity there to actually go and do a little bit of homework. In most cases, your BNI or LaTip has a roster. Same thing with your Chamber of Commerce. There's usually a roster or a membership, whatever it is, that talks about who is in the chamber, the whatever it is that you're joining, and it tells the roles, and it tells usually the business on top of sometimes even like a LinkedIn. It takes a few minutes to do a little bit of homework, but knowing who you're talking to and spending a little bit of time makes a massive difference. Now, I'm going to use a quick little example of this, and I'm going to pull up a financial advising firm that's local to me, right? We have Denault and Grayard, right? If I wanted to target them as an MSP, which could be a great prospect for an MSP, a small financial wealth firm, right? We could go through financial planning for 50 years. Great. We have about us in the team: Harry Grayard, Nicholas Denault, and then Donovan Miller. These are fantastic ways to just do a little bit of homework. I don't need to be an expert in who they are, but I need to know who I'm talking to. That's the team, right? Now, I don't know if there's more to the team or not more to the team. There could be people in the admin staff. But if I know that, hey, maybe somebody from the Denault and Grayard team is at a networking event, I know that I can do a little bit of homework and find out who these people actually are. And just knowing, hey, I read something interesting about you, is a huge starting point. Or, hey, I love the company. I love the messaging that you have on the website. Puts you in a whole new bracket of respect from those people. Now that we know that we have to do a little bit of homework, not a lot, we just got to read it over quickly and get a little bit of who they are, what do they do, and who do they help. The second part of this is we have to make sure that we have a conversation first. And you're probably thinking, Harrison, that's silly. I could just pitch them. Let me ask, Are you ready? Do you want to go buy a car right now? No, you probably don't. Now, there's a percentage of you statistically watching this that may want to, but the vast majority of people are not interested in buying a car right this second, especially if it's 2 a.m. and you're watching my videos, which thank you very much. And also, while you're here, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. But you have to have a conversation. Your goal is to learn about it. Now, my favorite things is to, one, look at people in the eyes. Takes a lot of work, but you got to look at people in the eyes. Two, handshake. If you're afraid of germs, fist bump is still fine because of COVID. But that's it. Hey, how are you? My name is Harrison. It's great to meet you. And that person hopefully will then shake your hand and say, hey, my name is, in this case, Nicholas or Donovan or Harry, whatever. And that's kind of funny that his name is Harry. But you have to go in and start with a conversation. Your job from there on out is to have a conversation about what do they do and what do you do. It's not about, oh, we help wealth advisors or financial advisors and just trying to slam that sale down their throat. Let me tell you, nobody wins when this happens. You have to change some things when it comes to this. And this is where the real secret sauce lies within selling your MSP services. You want to then begin to little pokes and prods. Hey, what do you guys do for technology? Or, who do you guys use as an MSP? And if they say nobody, right, now you can have a little bells and whistles going off saying, hey, they're not using somebody and they probably should because they're in a controlled field. Or if they're not in a controlled field, hey, what do you guys typically do when computers go down? I only ask, obviously that's what we do, but I love hearing what people say because sometimes people give me some fairly interesting answers. And then let them speak. We're just getting little bits of information. On top of that, people also love when people ask them questions. Ask great questions. What got you into this industry? How long have you been in business for? These are the important questions to ask. Get them talking. Not, hey, did you like your coffee this morning? Yeah, no, right? What's the best part about your job? It's my favorite question. I also love complimenting people. For the people that have kind of seen me in action out and about, my favorite thing, because obviously I have no hair, is complimenting everyone that doesn't have hair. I mean, everyone that does have hair. But if they don't have hair, I usually make a joke like I'm a couple days ahead of you, right? Just because I have a little bit of fuzz up top. But either way, it's there to put a smile on people's faces, and everybody has loved it, right? Especially when people take massive pride in their haircuts or the way they do their hair. It's usually something to get people smiling, somebody maybe even a laugh out of it, and it's a great way to introduce somebody. Find what works for you. I'm not saying you need to shave your head and do the exact same thing that I do. Now, the third thing is as we kind of know who we're talking to, and now you've kind of begun to hear about them and what they do, is we want to build a little bit of credibility. Now, we can't be like, we're the best, because nobody wants to go up to somebody and they're constantly, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best. It's the worst thing in the world, right? We've all heard about the person that just brags and brags and brags. Nobody likes him. But the thing that we can do is now we can start to share stories about things that we've done, ways that we've helped people, right? And it gives insights into what we are capable of doing for those prospects without saying you should buy from us or we are quite literally the greatest thing ever, right? It just doesn't work. I know you're probably thinking, Harrison, I want it to. It doesn't. I'm sorry. You have to be able to build credibility without bragging. If you pulled a client out of a massive mess up, or you avoided a huge problem, or maybe even they came to you as not a client and you had to fix everything in their business and now they're way more productive, share those stories. Not we're the best, but the impact that you were able to have on their business. That's the coolest part about it. And then after you do that, right, you do your homework, you begin to have a conversation. Hey, how are you? My name's so-and-so, right? If it's a cold call, it's a little bit different, right? Can I take 30 seconds of your time, tell you why I'm calling? Whatever it is for your opening pitch in a cold call to buy a little bit more time. But you have that conversation, and then you're going to pitch later on. Later, pitching comes way, way, way later. You want to build a bit of credibility to prove you are who you say you are. And You're also feeling out. Can they do business with you? Can you do business with them? Right? You have to be able to figure that one out. And then you want to start taking the next step. Now, what is the next step, right? We are not on the edge of a ship and we are going off the side, right? We have to figure out what's the next step logically. Now, people are going to fall into typically three main categories, right? Completely not a prospect, right? They're just not a good fit. You don't want to do business with them, whatever the reason, right? There is always going to be some kind of reason, but they're just nothing, right? You can eliminate those two. The last two people, right, either are somebody that might do business with you, right, or somebody that's interested in doing next steps. Now, the might do business, you have to identify, and then you can send them some emails and follow up with them down the road. But the last thing is that next step. What are we supposed to do? My favorite thing is just, hey, let's get coffee. Now, for the people that don't drink coffee, right, because there are some of those people, God bless them. I can't get through my day without some coffee, and I can't get through my day without you hitting that like button. Please and thank you. Subscribe button, notification bell, and if you're listening to the podcast, 5 stars, please. But something, break bread with them, share a meal with them, go out, go on a walk or a hike with them. Hey, I'm doing this. You'd be surprised what people are willing to do. If you're going to meet up with people for a happy hour, invite them along. They're not going to know anybody there. People naturally gravitate to people that they know. So if you're the one that brings them, they're naturally going to end up hanging out with you. Yeah, they might have some great conversations, hopefully, and get some value out of it, but they're going to end up wanting to hang out with you because you're the person that actually invited them. We want to guide them through into figuring out what that next step is for you and those people. It takes time. Trust me. You're not going to be able to meet somebody and say, hey, we're going out for cocktails tomorrow. Do you want to come? Those people do exist. It's far and few between. You have to be able to talk to them, have a great conversation, begin to, hey, do you want to grab coffee, breakfast, lunch, cocktails, whatever it is that you're interested in. But that is the process that you actually have to go through. Now, before I let you go, I want to give you some of the mistakes that I've made and I've seen other MSPs make so you don't avoid them, because that is the worst thing in the world. The most important one, not about me. It's about them, right? This YouTube channel is not about me. I just happen to be the voice giving you the information. But truly, this YouTube channel is about you as an MSP succeeding, which is why I plug my stuff, because I want you to succeed, but also why I make as many videos as I do, because I want you to have enough resources to succeed. It's the exact same thing for you. You want to hear about them. What are they interested in, right? And I'll use this as an example here because we have About Us. You can go to our team. And I just saw something about pools, right? Pencils in elementary school selling over $100,000 worth of inflatable pools while in high school. Pretty interesting, right? We can then, either we did the homework and we can figure out some of that information, or we can then ask them, hey, what got you into finance in the first place? Maybe they tell the story. That's so cool. What else did you sell? Get them talking. It's not about you. It's about them. Make sure it's about them and they feel like it's actually about them. And you could do that part of the homework, or you could be like, it was on your website. I saw you sold $100,000 worth of pools. That's pretty crazy. The second worst thing is you're not a robot. And this happens more so in cold calling, but when you go to enough events, you become a robot, right? You're so used to reading off the script. Hey, yep. And you go through and you kind of get a little more monotone and you get a little softer and your words seem to be spaced out in between each other at the exact same amount. There's no emphasis on anything. It's miserable. It's the fastest way to get people uninterested. You got to be lively. You got to be animated. You have one chance to make a massive impression on somebody. Use it, leverage it. You never know what's actually going to happen. And then last but not least, don't ignore industry context, right? You want to treat all people as they could potentially be prospects until they can't be. And listen, are they saying things that you have experience with? Do they say things that you're completely oblivious to? Do you have experience in that? Our job is to have great conversations and maybe do a little bit of education. But I promise you, nobody cares about MIMO technology or beamforming technology or how many cores their Xeon processor has or what their guaranteed uptime is. I'm sorry. I know, hate me. But that's the reality of it, right? Now you can get into some interesting conversations, right? And like, yeah, I used to be like, yeah, we provide 99.999% uptime. They're like, why not? And I'm like, you're probably wondering why so many nines. And they're like, that's kind of insane. But yeah, okay, it comes out to be like whatever it was, 2 minutes of downtime per year. I don't remember exactly, right? But that's the important thing. Those people don't know. And sometimes you can say interesting things that might spark their curiosity, but don't berate them with information because they don't care. I'm sorry. Don't come after me. It's just human philosophy. People want to talk about themselves, not about, they don't want to listen to somebody else. In sales, that's why you have two ears and one mouth. You have to be listening more than you're talking. Ask great questions, make people feel really comfortable with you. Figure out if, hey, could I even do business with them? You might just have a great conversation with a one man band, and maybe you're not interested in working on that one man band. Treat everybody the same. Have as much respect as you do for that one man band as you do for a 50-person or a 100-person company of your dream client, because you never know who people actually know. And that one man band, while they might not be a great fit for you, could potentially refer you out to some of the best clients you've ever had. It's the worst thing in the world when I see it happen. Treat everybody with respect throughout the entire thing. All prospects are created equally, regardless of whether or not they can do business with you. You take what I've taught you in this video to heart. You learn it. You go into your next event, whatever it may be, with a smile, looking at them in their eyes, with a firm handshake, and you'd be surprised what can actually come out of it. I wish you nothing but the most success in your MSP journeys. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I know I've said it a bunch of times already, but there's a good chunk of you guys not subscribed. And I would love you if you did subscribe, because it helps the channel. It helps me feel a little bit better about myself, and it helps me help more MSPs. And that's my mission. That is quite literally my goal, is help as many MSPs as I possibly can, regardless of whether or not they pay me. So I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video.